Okay, this is the first, I guess, tutorial or help video that I'm trying to do. We are going to be building an incinerator, and in a little while I will show you why, because I've got a lot of stuff I need to burn. This is some plans that I found, just a little drawing that I found online, and I'm not doing mine to the same dimensions or anything, I just used it as a guide. Um, the plans that I will be using are right here. And this is 3ds Max, and this is a little render that I made, but this is the actual program, and the incinerator is roughly 4 feet by 5 feet, and I think it's, let's see, 48, 50 inches tall to the top of the concrete top there, and then about another, let's see, there's 4 of them there. Got another 32 inches. Actually, I may have that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, so that'd be 32. So I guess it's, sorry, around 34 inches tall with another 32 inches on the stack. And then the concrete base is roughly 4 inches. So, inside, there's a grate in there. I can get to, I don't know why it's doing this. Anyways, there's a grate in there. It's got the doors. I haven't put any of the hinges or anything in the model. I just didn't feel it necessary. So that's what I will be building. And I will show you a list of materials here real quick. This was a rough cost breakdown. Ignore these. These actually are not relevant. Sorry about that. Anyways, this is a rough cost breakdown. Total came out to roughly that. These are actually for the horse stall. I have to do some repairs on that. So this is roughly the cost, except for the fact that there was a couple of these items that I could not get in at the local hardware stores, the biggest being this refractory cement here. This stuff is very expensive to purchase, but it's not that expensive to make it yourself. So, I will show you the materials that I'm going to be using to make that, although I don't have... One of the materials is on order, and that is the... Let's see if I can find a picture of it here. Anyways, it's, this is perlite. It's a volcanic rock, and it's generally used in gardening, but it's very lightweight, and it's also very heat resistant. So that's on order. I don't have that here. And for the doors are actually going to have insulation, and that will be ceramic fiber. Let's see if I can pull up a picture. So I bought a little bit of ceramic fiber. It looks like insulation, but it's extremely heat resistant. That's fiberboard, actually. So it's just this stuff. It's about an inch thick. I think the sheets I bought were 24 inches by 36 or something like that. Anyways, that stuff will be lining the inside of the doors to just try to reduce the risk of burning the crap out of yourself when you know, if you accidentally aren't wearing gloves and decide to grab this thing when it's running. And this particular design, this isn't meant to be like a forge or anything. This is just meant for burning trash and wood products and stuff like that. The refractory cement isn't really shown here. I have the bed here, but it will also be lining the walls and the ceiling, so that you know, just try to keep the heat where it's supposed to be and keep the outside cool, so I don't run any risk of fire outside of where it's supposed to be. Okay, so going to pause. I'm actually going to stop the video here. Let's see if it was still recording. Sorry, I'm not very good with this program yet. And I will take you outside to show you some of the materials. Okay, so we are outside right now, and I just wanted to show you, this is what we've been using. It does work. I'm not saying it doesn't, but there's a lot of metal in there that I have to dig out. Anyways, part of the problems I have with this is it's just really hard to get airflow in there. I mean, I did drill a couple holes. It probably needs a whole lot more, and if the wind kicks up at all, you know, you have to come out and put it out, because this is not safe to be burning if it's windy. So that's what we've been using. Now, the reason why we want to build this incinerator is, you can see we had a load of alfalfa that unfortunately molded and went bad. And then we have this huge pile over here of just old, rotting, termite-infested wood. And we need to get rid of that. And we got more alfalfa junk over here. And we've got many dead trees that we have to get rid of as well. So, sorry about that. Here are some of the items, and I apologize about the cats and the dog noise, because we have a lot of animals, a lot of feral cats. That one in particular is making a bunch of noise. Anyway, that's just some extra rebar that I have in case I need it. This will be serving as the grate inside, and there's lots and lots of concrete, and the pebble and the sand will be going as a base for it. And we have our 4 by 8 by 16-inch block, and we have some paver stones. Those are, I actually have some other paver stones that I'm using to hold the tarps down. And this is our 8 by 8 block. That's the wood for the stalls. I'm also going to be using this wood for building some of the forms. I'll just kind of tack it together and then pull it back apart. And this here, I've got some mortar here, and there's another, actually, this isn't the mortar. That's the silica sand and the Portland type 1-2 cement, and I've got some cement lime. And I'm actually going to be experimenting a little bit with 2 different kinds of refractory cement. One of them will just use the Portland, and then the other mixture will use a combination of the Portland and the lime. And I'm just going to see which one works better. So, yeah, there's my, that's just the mortar mix there. So, we are going to be clearing out this area over here, back in this area, and that's where I'm going to build this thing. So I've got to get all that cleaned out and start digging out the foundation. And one of the problems that we've already run into, unfortunately, and I have another fairly humorous problem coming up, but unfortunately the switch on my cement mixer has broken, so I have a new reset button and a new switch on order. They should be here hopefully by Monday. Today is Saturday. And this is just a mixer that's served pretty well. I actually got this from Harbor Freight several years ago, and it's done pretty well, actually. Oh, here's some more of the cats. So, apologize about the cough. I've been sick lately, and some more of the cats. Let's see, what else did I have to tell you? Oh, I will go back inside here in a minute and just show you the materials that are inside the house. Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to really briefly explain why we decided to build this thing. This is a notice from our local township as to the cost of having a 1.5 yard dumpster, which is $55 a month. The setup fee is $65 and the total account setup fee is $50. So the first year would be $775. That's 55 times 12 plus the fees. And the second year, which is 55 times 12, is $660. So that's to have a dumpster here that we would be using, and I'm kind of regretting not building this thing sooner, because we actually had a dumpster for quite a few years, and since I think it was 2009, and we would have saved a couple $1,000 if we'd had the incinerator to get rid of our normal trash and to and for cleanup around the property. So I also went back through my list of and this probably isn't too clear. Anyways, I went back through my list of materials, and I had neglected to include the stuff for the refractory cement. And as you can see there, the lime, the Portland cement, the silica sand, and the perlite come out to roughly $72, and you can make roughly 150 pounds of refractory cement. Now, what I was originally going to do was store-buy it. The store-bought was half a gallon refractory cement, which worked out to roughly 15 pounds. I was going to buy 5 of them. They were 3 pounds each. That was $65, and you got 15 pounds. So as you can see, making your own refractory cement is you get a lot more for a whole lot less, really. And then the new total, when I added those in, is $609, and I actually forgot to add in the ceramic blanket. Anyways, that was probably about another maybe $40. So say $650 total to build the incinerator, and this is what I would have been paying if we continued to have a dumpster. So yeah, even if it's only here, or only usable for a couple of years, which I imagine this is going to be usable for quite some time, it will save quite a bit of money, and it will pay for itself within the first year. So that was just another reason why we had decided to go ahead and do this. So, okay. Okay, so I had one more correction to make here. I I added in the cost of I forgot one item with the refractory cement, and that was cat litter, which is bentonite clay. Yes, it's just cat litter. Um, I have 98 pounds of that, and I bought it in 7-pound bags at the Family Dollar, and then I think I had 2 bags that I had to buy at Walmart, and they were only about $1 a piece. Maybe $1.15, something like that. Anyways, for 98 pounds, I paid about $15. So, the total cost of the refractory cement to make your own for 150, 200 pounds of it is roughly $79. And yeah, you save so much money. But anyways, I also updated my list here and included the ceramic fiber, which was 12 by 24 inch blankets. I got 2 of them, and that was about $30. So the new total here is 653. So I just wanted to make that correction there. Okay. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen right now on my island, and I just wanted to kind of lay out and show you some additional pieces of this thing. So here is the chimney stack, and I've got the cover there. These will go on the chimney, on the top and on the bottom. And then I have the silicone high temperature to put around that. And just some bolts, nuts, washers, drill bits. These are concrete anchors. Hopefully to just screw the doors to it. If not, then I also have some concrete bolt type anchors. These are the hinges here. These will be used as our handles, actually. So these are just a sliding bolt to hold the doors shut. Just tools for the concrete, some wire to put the... What am I trying to say here? To put the metal mesh together. Just some stuff for welding. This is a diamond bit for cutting some of the masonry, which I'll have to do. The big sheet underneath here is going to be what the doors are made of. This is just for reinforcing the doors, giving them a little more strength on the edges. And this bar will be on the top door. Okay, here is the ceramic fiber that I told you about. And I got a MAP/propane torch that I will be using if I need to. I also got this to test the refractory cement once I get it all mixed up and pour some test patches. Okay, so this is actually the start of our incinerator project. What I've got here is 98 pounds of cat litter. These 2 I bought from Walmart. They were about $1.16 a piece. They are unscented, fragrance-free, standard cat litter. These I bought from Family Dollar. They were $1 a piece, and I pretty much bought out their entire inventory, so that's why I had to get these. This is basically bentonite, and there's the cat. This is bentonite clay. So to make refractory cement, you have to have some of this stuff. I suppose there's other methods of making refractory cement, but this is the one I chose. Total for 98 pounds of cat litter in these 7-pound bags, which is, yeah, I paid roughly 15 bucks, maybe 16 with tax. So the only problem with this cat litter is that it's chunky, and you could probably use it as is, but I'm actually going to grind it with my little coffee grinder here into finer dust and put the dust in the bucket. And I'm going to grind about 50 pounds to start with, and then we'll use that when we start actually needing the refractory cement for our incinerator project. So I will be doing this, so you can see this little coffee grinder, and it is going to take a while to grind 50 pounds of that. But that's okay, because I only paid 16 bucks. Alright, well, I'm going to be doing this for a while, so I will catch back up with the video when I get this done. Bye. Okay, so last part of this little section, you can see my bags of cat litter. You probably saw earlier that I was going to attempt to use a coffee grinder, and this thing got through about 6 pounds, and it really did turn it into a fine powder. It was pretty nice, but then it died. So I tried about everything. I tried a mortar and pestle. We eventually got so desperate we actually tried a pepper mill, which amazingly enough got through about 3 pounds, and it actually still works. It's just a really slow, long process of trying to do that. The pepper mill, just so you know, does have a ceramic grinders in there, but yeah, that's a long time trying to grind it up that way. Believe it or not, this thing does still work. So yeah, so my understanding is that you really don't want to use the cat litter in its coarse form. You want to have it to be more of a powder, is my understanding. So the last thing I have done, I will show you in just a moment. Okay, so the very last thing I have done here is I actually purchased one of these. This is a corn grain grinder, and it's not going to do a whole lot. I mean, it's still going to take a while to get through all that cat litter, and hopefully it will survive. It's cast iron, tin coated. It uses the burr system of grinding, which is these 2 plates right there, and I'm just hoping that it can get through the cat litter and grind it into at least a little bit finer substance. So we'll see how well it does, and I'll update you on that if it actually worked or if it had a catastrophic failure too. Like I said, I don't know if this is exactly necessary to grind up this cat litter, but my understanding is the clay portion of the refractory cement should be more of a powder and not those chunks of cat litter like that. So that's why I'm doing this, and it seems crazy, you know, to kind of do this, but if you go out and look at the cost to buy a grinder that is meant for stone or clay or whatever, I mean, the cost is crazy. So hopefully this little, what is it, 20 bucks, hopefully this little $20 grinder, corn grinder, will be able to handle the task. Alright. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of wrap this video up, and what I will be working on for this incinerator next is going to be clearing out the area that it's going to be sitting in and digging out the area for the foundation. So in the next video, hopefully we'll have the that area all dug out, and then put the pebble and the sand in, build the forms for the base, and I hope pour the concrete base. So I think that's it for this video. Hopefully it didn't run too long and you found it informative and maybe a little bit goofy because of our cat litter incident, but maybe it gave you a good laugh. I hope so. Anyhow, if you liked it, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more of it, please subscribe to the channel, and we will have more videos posted soon. Thank you. Bye.